Yo, what's good? YouTube, how y'all doing? Hope you're having a good day. Today we're gonna be covering another video, well, kind of an updated video in a way. As you guys know, in the most recent patch, Johnny Cage's best cameo, Kung Lao, did get nerfed. So I know a lot of people in my streams and my comments have been asking me what's Johnny's best cameos, and I didn't really want to make a video right off the bat. I wanted to play with all of them a bit more, just to give you guys like my opinion on, you know, what direction to use for this character in general, because his best cameo, Kung Lao, did get changed. If you guys don't know what the change was, the low hat, which he used to use for pressure, was +2. Now it's -3 on block. So, and essentially, when you use it, now you're giving up your turn every time, right? So, it kind of changes the pressure in a big way. And then, since that's a thing, and other cameos got buffed as well. Now there's other uses for other cameos. And this video I'm going to be covering his best cameos that I truly believe suit him the more I've been playing. So yeah, let's just get started. Right off the bat, I will say Johnny, as opposed to before, where he was with one cameo for the majority of the game. Like before, he was with Cyrax for the majority, right? But then when Cyrax got nerfed, then he became with Lao for the majority, right? But because of the Lao nerf, now he actually has uses for like to use 2 different cameos rather than 1. So I do think he's like a 2 cameo character. It depends on the matchup you're playing, of course. But his main 2 cameos, the first one I'll go over, it is still Kung Lao, and the reason is because his damage, not his damage, his neutral control with Kung Lao is great, which I can let me double pick Johnny so I can show you guys, you know, like back to back without having to switch back. So if I go Kung Lao, and then let's pick a random cameo like Kano. And then if I do want to explain to you guys why I think like this cameo is still like one of his best. As you guys know, Johnny in this game is a great pressure character. His pressure is insane. His movement is great. His frame data is great. But what he does struggle with is characters who can keep him out with good pokes or good buttons. You know, characters who generally have a good runaway game plan and are good at countering Johnny's buttons. Those are annoying matchups, right? And that's where Lao Hat comes in. So Lao Hat, as opposed to, you know, before you used to use it like this for pressure, that's a change right there. It's -3 instead of +2, which is actually a big change, because before you would do stuff like this and you'd be plus and continue your pressure, right? Now every time you're doing it, you're kind of giving up your turn in a sense. But what Lao Hat still does, and it didn't change, as you guys know, if you hold the hat, the cooldown is still the same. And what this does is Lao Hat automatically in this game gives characters like neutral control whenever they put it down, right? Like the other player has to respect it in a sense, because they will get full comboed if they get hit by it. So just like before, if I put Lao Hat down and do shadow kick, that's a threat, right? And then when you're respecting that, then I'm able to do this and then move in for free. So Lao Hat still serves as like the ultimate let me get in for free kind of button, unless people are, you know, running a certain cameo to counter you, right? And as a projectile, Lao Hat is still like very strong. Like the cooldown is non-existent, and you know the pressure is like not terrible, and you still have meterless combos like that, but you still have meterless routes. So in general, this is still one of his best cameos. I do think this is, like I said, I do think he's a 2 cameo character, and I do think this is one of his main ones. So when you split up his cameos, I think the way you split it up is, which cameo do I want for neutral? And Lao Hat is the first one that comes to mind. Whichever cameo you want to help you with neutral in general, that comes to mind. It's Lao Hat, because this still helps you get in for free. It gives you harder blockables. You know, it basically lets you get in for free. And then whenever you have to play keep away with Johnny, you're able to with Lao Hat, right? And when you're playing this game with Lao Hat, like low hat projectile, and then you're just mixing up with shadow kick, it's a bit annoying for the other players. So I do think Kung Lao is still one of his best cameos. Probably, you know, it's probably going to be usually in most of the matchups still. Now for his second cameo, let me actually go back to the cameo menu, because I do want to talk about it. I do think his second cameo is more of a playstyle thing. It's definitely catered to what you want, and I was trying to find like an actual best cameo for him, But the more I experimented with all of them, I do think a lot of them, other than Lao, are like based on your preference and playstyle, right? So, when I look at these cameos, a lot of people may mention Striker, right? They may mention Sonya. I know Motaro is mentioning Goro. Like Johnny has a lot of cameos. Like he has Kano, which is really good. Sonya is good. Motaro is good. Goro is good. Striker is good. Frost is good. Even there's some things with Jax. Sub-Zero is good. So he's a character that goes well with a lot of cameos. And this is why I mean it's a playstyle thing. So, one thing to mention: Johnny's health was nerfed in like a patch a few months ago, or like a month ago or something. His base health was nerfed to 950, and a problem with that is most of these cameos take minus 50 health, right? So Motaro takes minus 50, Goro takes minus 50, Kano takes minus 50, Striker takes minus 50. I think Sub-Zero gives you 50, and then Sonya doesn't give you anything. Same with Lao. So when I automatically pair up with a cameo like this, right, you will see that my health with some cameos will be 900. And it does suck to have 900 health, I will be honest. You see a difference. Sub-Zero gives you plus 50, Kano gives you minus 50. It does suck to have 900, but the more I've been playing, I realize that you kind of just have to live with it, right? Like, nobody wants to have 900, but you kind of have to live with it in a sense, because mostly all his cameos give him minus 50. And yeah, this is why I mean it's a playstyle thing. So, as you guys know, if you guys are in my stream, I do stream at Xombat NY. I try to stream every day, so stop by if you want. I will be doing a YouTube stream soon, so definitely excited for that. Yeah, what I was saying, this is where it's a playstyle thing. As you guys know, you guys probably see me use Kano a lot, right? And you wonder, what is Kano uses? So first off, Kano, what moves does he have? He has knives, he has Kano ball, he has laser, which isn't used as much, but they get buffed. And then yeah, so he only has 2 moves, but the reason these moves are so good and complement Johnny is, first of all, Kano ball is like the ultimate, just let me do what I want, right? You just do this and then you make that safe. And this also allows you to build up free height, because if they block this, you activate hype and you're safe, right? So it allows you free hype. So what this does, Kano, what he does is first he helps you with neutral control. Right, Kano ball is great for neutral. Same with knives. So when I'm doing knives, I'm able to like get in, mix jump-ins up. You know, I'm able to do Kano ball and shadow kick. Also get in with this. So he right off the bat he helps you with neutral. Now what Kano does that Lao doesn't do. This is where the difference in cameos does. Like I said, Lao's hat is -3, right? So it's not really the best pressure tool anymore. But Kano still allows you to do this. You know, I can still like get pressure like this. And then do that, and then be plus on block, right? So this allows me to mix up my pressure, and I can actually loop this twice. You know, like if I do this again, I can loop this. So right off the bat, Kano gives you pressure and it gives you neutral control. Now what else does it give you? As you guys know, remember in the beta it is 2 bars, but whenever you can go for it, you can do that, which makes Wake Up Nut Punch a threat as well. With Lao hat, with Kung Lao cameo, Wake Up Nut Punch isn't as much of a threat. But with characters like Kano, Striker, who else could do it? Motaro as well, yeah. Them 3. Cyrax could do it, but Cyrax isn't really that good for Johnny anymore. But with these 3 cameos, you're able to do Nut Punch EX into Teleport, right? To get a full combo. And then by having that specifically, the thing is, as an opponent, if I'm playing you with Kung Lao cameo and you do EX Nut Punch as a wake up, I'm not really worried about it, because you know I'm not gonna get a combo from it. But if I'm using Kano, Motaro, or Striker, then I have to worry about it, because if I get woke up with this, you get a full combo, right? So right off the bat, that's also a good thing to have, and it also does lead to crazy combos. As you guys know, you're able to do stuff like this. This is like stuff like this you won't be able to do. And then if you have hype, you know, that's where like, this is like, these type of cameos is where the crazy combos come from, right? So you're able to do for example, that same route, I'll just do the same thing. And then you just do the same thing. And this is where like the combo creativity comes in, right? So you get extended combos and you get easy conversions in the hype, which is very important. You get neutral control with knives and ball, and you also get pressure, like on block pressure with this, right? And this is why, I mean, I still do think Kano is one of his best. Honestly, the cameos I'm rocking personally are definitely Kung Lao and Kano. And you guys may be wondering why not just use Kano, because he looks like the best. And this is what I mean, it is a playstyle thing. So I will say the least cameo I've experimented with is Motaro. As you guys know, Lao did get nerfed only about a few weeks ago, so I've been experimenting, but it's, you know, you gotta put in time with all these cameos. So the least time I have put in is Motaro, but Motaro is also really good the more I played him. But I do want to like talk about all the cameos. So Sub-Zero, you know, he gives you ice armor, so you don't have to deal with zoning. So if you're playing a matchup where zoning might be rough, this might be really good. I do think Sub-Zero is the best cameo for the Raikou matchup, which is actually one of Johnny's hardest. Could be his hardest, personally. Not personally, in general. I do think Raikou is one of Johnny's hardest matchups. So Sub-Zero armor actually helps in that in a big way, because it neglects, you know, throwing stars. And what else do you get with Sub? You do get plus 50 health, so you have 1,000. You also get the shoulder, which isn't plus anymore. It is +1, but it pushes, it's neutral, it pushes back. But this does jail now. If you guys don't know what jail means, you can't press. I can down one or stand one. I can only armor, right? So if I'm the other Johnny, and then you do this, I can't press. So yeah, I get hit, right? I can armor it, but you know, it's fine. So he does get like jailing pressure off this jails, and then 4-3 jails. So I know what's also good about this and Frost. I'm gonna cover Sub-Zero and Frost in a sense. Both Sub-Zero and Frost are able to give you free hype build up in a combo. So the way you do that is when you hit people like this, then right there you're able to do a taunt, so like that, and then continue your combo, right? And with Sub-Zero you're able to actually build it up more, because with Sub-Zero, actually not build it up more, you just have more time to build up. With Sub-Zero you're able to do this, you don't have to worry about like the timing, and you can just go for your combo route, right? And so him and Frost are allowed to do that, which also means I can actually show you Frost in the sense. Hold up, Sub-Zero, and let's go to Frost. And Frost is able to do the exact same thing with her cameo, because what you're doing is you just hit confirm the freeze, do that, and then you continue, right? So, and then you know what that means. If you have full hype bar, you're able to just activate hype, as you guys see. And that's why these two cameos are good, because you do get a freeze. And aside from that, Sub-Zero gives you, so he gives you this, he gives you a freeze, gives you anti-projectiles, and that's Sub-Zero's playstyle, and that's where he comes in certain matchups, right? Like if Lao Hai is really good, but if Lao Hai is being negated by some way, then you're able to use cameos like Sub-Zero or Kano, you know what I mean? And the reason Frost, you may be asking yourself, is Frost and Sub the same? Frost is a bit different, because what she gives you is, she gives you, first of all, she gives you a low projectile, and then aside from that, she actually gives you a jailing plus, this jails, this is +4. Now it's not as useful in mid-screen, because it does push back, but in the corner, you know, you do get jailing pressure. This is +4, so if they mash, and they just get hit by a 9-3 mid. And what Frost also gives you is she has this ice bomb, and this could be used mid combos. So what you can do is, this is just an example. You do this, back 2, all this, and then you're able to get some sort of mix up there, right? I didn't do it right. Actually, let me try to show you guys like an actual legit setup. So you do this, and then back 2. Oh, let me hit the guy. Okay, one second, technical difficulties. So you do that, hit the combo, call the bomb, and then you can either meaty grab, which will get you a full, you know, it'll scale, but it'll get you a throw reset combo. And then if they're not blocking, Yeah, if they don't want to block, which is this is where the mix-up comes in, right? They do that. They just time your meaty to when they get up, and they just guess wrong, and they're taking insane amounts of damage, right? So what Frost is she's also a setup type character, so she gives you good block pressure. I forgot to mention this move, and this is good to mix up with this. It's basically unreactable, so you know whenever you do this, unless they're armoring, like they kind of have to hold this unless they hard read it. So just give them that mix up, it gives them a projectile and setups, right? So that's what Sub-Zero and Frost give you, and these two cameos are definitely good in their own sense, and that's what I mean. This is a playstyle thing. If you're more of a player who likes setups, then Frost caters to you. You know, and she gives you a good projectile. If you're a player that doesn't like to deal with zoning as much, then Sub-Zero caters to you, right? And then the last two cameos I do want to go over are Motaro and Goro. Striker is the one cameo I won't go over. He is very good, because as you guys know, Striker gives you an overhead low mix-up off your mid. Grenades are very good in this game in general. You guys probably know that. You can do shadow kick grenades. And he also gets hype combos. For me, that's where Striker is a playstyle thing. I personally don't synergize well with Striker as a player. Like, I just, you know, it doesn't really synergize with my playstyle specifically, but, you know, for some other players, you know, you guys might enjoy it, but definitely not for me. But yeah, I'm going to be going over Motaro and Goro. So Motaro, you guys don't know, got buffed insanely this recent patch. This is plus 15 on block. And his cooldown on low shot is insane. It's basically low hat. His reflect also got buffed insanely. It recharges in basically no time. And he does have this whenever you want to throw it out. And he also gives Johnny throw loops. I think you can do it at the end of the grab. There's some sort of way to get a throw loop, but Johnny, I just don't remember how. And he does get meterless combos, so you can also do stuff like this, which is actually pretty cool. And just like I said with Kano, he's able to do stuff like that, right? So you're able to do nut punch, teleport, and get a full combo. So right off the bat, he's able to do that. But what Motaro mainly is used for is block pressure. So if you guys were a fan of that big, like the low hat playstyle with Kung Lao, and this is what you get. You do this, and then you're plus 13. So they can't mash. Stand 4 into this jails. These don't jail, but they're really hard to react to because you can just stagger them, right? So they're basically jailing. So this jails. So if I'm opposing Johnny and I try to do this and then I jail this and I try to backdash or down one or anything, like I'm stuck, right? Like my only chances here is to actually I forget. Yeah, so everyone can interrupt this with a poke, right? But that's where the mix-up comes in, because if I do this and then you poke, I could just punish your poke, right? But if you do anything in mash here, yeah, you're getting clipped. It's plus 15. So Motaro is used for block pressure. He gets hype combos, and he also does help with zoning in a way because of this reflect. But what you lose with Motaro is you do lose the neutral control that Lao and Kano give you. So you kind of see that trade-off in a sense, right? You lose what Motaro, you lose what Kano, Kung Lao give you, because of block pressure. So this is if you're a Johnny who wants to get in the face of people. And I do think this is one of his best cameos the more I played with it. Like I said, Kung Lao is the first one, and I do think for me personally, I'll be using Kung Lao in some matchups, and where I'm not using Kung Lao, I'll probably most likely be using Motaro or Kano for sure. Because I do think Motaro is really good. I think Kano is really good too. It just depends on the matchup. And now for Goro, this is also a playstyle thing. Goro is really good in his own sense. What Goro gives you is, first off, you're able to combo off shadow kick. So you get an armored launcher. So if you wake up with this and call Goro, you're actually able to combo this. Sometimes it's a tight link, but you can't get that. And if they're in the corner, you actually get a bigger combo. You can do stuff like that. So yeah, you right off the bat, you get a combo off your shadow kick, which is insane. Now what Goro also gives you is he gives you block strings, so you're able to do stuff like this, similar to Kano. And what Goro gives you that's actually pretty cheap is, if you guys remember in MK11, the Supreme Johnny Cage playstyle was down 1 DP, right? And you know, you can't really do that in this game unless it's covered by a cameo. Goro actually lets you do it every time, so down 1 DP is actually this jails on block. That's plus, so you can do and that's plus on block. So as an opposing player, if I try to press, this is what happens. And then I can jail after, so look. So like if I try to duck this, it jails, and let's say I try to mash after, I'm getting clipped. So what this does is if I try to counter poke after down 1, I get full combo launch. This is where down 1 DP comes in, which is very cheap. And that's what Goro gives you. He gives you armor shadow kick, block pressure, and down 1 DP. So if you're looking for strictly block pressure, or like armor shadow kick, down 1 DP, that's exactly what Goro gives you. So as you can see, that right off the bat, Goro gives you something good as well. And that's what I mean. This is all a playstyle thing. I think for me personally, I will limit it to 2 cameos. I think right now for me it's Lao is one, and then my second one is either Kano or Motaro. I haven't decided yet, but it's definitely gonna be either Kano or Motaro. I do think Lao is still his best one in most matchups, unless it's negated. But then it depends. I don't think it's his best one like in general. I do think it's still the one that helps him in neutral the most. And then aside from that, then you have Kano, which I think is really good, and then you have Motaro. And so yeah, right now, like I'm set on 2 cameos. It's gonna be Kano. I mean, it's gonna be Kung Lao, and then either Motaro or Kano, which I still have to decide on. And then Sub-Zero, I think will be used for some matchups. So if you really want to ask me what my personal cameos are, it's Lao is 1A, and then I don't really want to say 1A. It's Lao is 1, and then the other one is either Kano or Motaro, and then Sub-Zero for some matchups, right? And like I said, it's a playstyle thing. So there's a lot of good cameos with Johnny. If you enjoy Sonya, she also, I didn't cover her, but she gives you a mid projectile. She gives you meterless combos and a 14% grab. So it really depends on what you're looking for as a player, because he does have a lot of good cameos. But I do believe that Lao is still one of his main ones. And then the second one is what you want as a player. But yeah, I hope I was able to cover his cameos more in an in-depth guide. If you guys have any questions, let me know in chat. Well, it's in chat, in the I've been streaming too much. Let me know in the comments. And once again, stop by the Twitch if you guys want to chill, vibe out. I appreciate all the support on the Twitch and the YouTube recently. You guys have been going crazy, so thank you for that. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Make sure to sub. I appreciate y'all. We just hit 12K, so thank you so much to everyone for that. Happy New Year's and happy holidays to y'all as well. Y'all take it easy, stay safe, and much love as always. Peace out, y'all.